He's scared, so I'm doubling down on the scare factor with my 2/3 Hydra. Come on, fourth land. Woo! Hello everyone, it's the Grey Goose, and today on our random daily deck tech Tuesday blues day, we ended up running with Simic colors. So we had two Simic videos last week. One of them is something that I picked out, so that was the Simic ramp, and then we drew the Simic ramp colors, I think it was on Friday. So it's a new week. Technically, I guess Simic is valid again, and I want to stay true to the random generator, so I'm forced to randomly play a deck for you. And as long as it's not the same color pair within the same week of the random, like Monday through Friday, I think it's fair game. So Simic today, even if I roll it on Friday though, this week, same calendar week, I won't play it. It's ironic also that I drew Simic as our colors because just yesterday, one of the subscribers had requested a Simic Proliferation deck. So the stars are kind of aligning anyways. And Proliferate is different than the ramp or the flash that I played last week. So this actually worked out perfectly. So I'm glad I can kind of kill two birds with one stone here for you. And I've only seen a different version of this deck recently in Standard. Actually, it was yesterday or the day before. I saw a Bant version of Proliferate on the Standard rank ladder. It had like Merfolk, Skydivers, Sharktoe Crabs, Bioessence Hydras. It had Jing Yang-gu Wildcrafter, and also a Johnny the Great Hearted. So it was a different deck. I had never seen it before. I actually won against it, whatever deck I was playing, but you know, at first I had no clue what was going on. And the Sharktoe Crab, you know, he just taps you out like long time. If you don't answer him quickly, you're in trouble. But the deck here today is a little bit different. It's Simic in colors. It's primarily green though, at least main board, you'll see. Let me break it down on the cards here and the deck, and then we'll get straight into the gameplay. So first up for our creatures, starting things off in any green deck, when you talk about +1/+1 counters proliferate, you got your Pelt Collector. That's right. He starts off pretty innocent looking as a 1/1 for 1. But in this deck, you'll see he ramps up really quickly, and once he gets to be a 4/4 or more, he gets trample, which is very relevant in this meta with the Cauldron Familiars and stuff chump blocking you for days. You got your Barkhide Troll, so he comes in as a 3/3 for 2 CMC, and he also gets Hexproof if you can cast for 1 generic mana, and you remove a 1/1 counter for that turn. So as long as you're bumping them up even higher than a 3/3, you get multiple turns of the Hexproof. This is good against certain decks where they have targeted removal. Think like Murderous Rider, Assassin's Trophy, etc. Growth Chamber Guardian. This guy is just a really good value generator engine. This guy right here. For 2 CMC coming down as a 2/2, that's not terrible to begin with. But usually you can immediately after turn 3 for 3 mana increase him to a 4/4, which isn't bad in and of itself. But then you also draw another Growth Chamber Guardian, and you can kind of just continue the chain. This is really great in matchups where they're starting to get like starved of resources. You get one of him, and then you know that you can basically chain after. You can get at least one more, if not 2 or 3. Voracious Hydra. This card is just so versatile in this type of deck. It's a strong card to begin with in any green deck, but when you're proliferating even more, he gets absolutely massive. And with the trample, he's just the creature that your opponent absolutely has to beat in this deck. This deck is also pretty weak to flyers, and he's one of your main answers to be able to target remove a key flyer or key creature that enables the opponent's deck. Think like an Edgewall Innkeeper or a Risen Reef. Evolution Sage. I think Evolution Sage in this deck kind of is the glue that brings it all together. You get him down, any land you're playing, you're proliferating everything. So that's your creatures with the +1/+1 counters. That's your planeswalkers, loyalties. You get a fabled passage down, for example. That's a land. Then you go search for a land. So you get a double trigger from that alone. This guy's nuts. Yorvo, Lord of Garenbrig. So this guy starts as a +4/+4. So he's automatically good to go for all your proliferation mechanics. Not to mention any creature at all you put down, he's going up 1 also. So he gets to be one of your strongest creatures generally pretty fast, although he is prone to being chump blocked. So because only 2 of our other creatures get trample innately, the Pelt Collector at 4/4 and the Voracious Hydra, Zagana is your other key card here. The only, as you'll see in this main board, blue Simic colored card itself. She's just so good. If you have any +1/+1 counter on her creature and you put it on the board, you draw a card. So already for a 4/4 for 4, draw a card, that's pretty good value. But not to mention any creature with a +1/+1 counter on it gets trample. So that's your Barkhide Trolls, that's your Growth Chamber Guardians, that's your Evolution Sages, your Yorvos, any of those who've got the +1/+1 counters that didn't have trample before now do, and you can just slam your damage through. Not to mention if it gets late and you find yourself with extra mana, Zagana become an 8/8 with the +1/+1 counter, so she'll have to trample also. For a Vivian Arcbow Ranger, she synergizes just too well not to. She gives +1/+1 counters, and it can be to 2 different creatures or just the one. Plus it gives trample to your creatures that turn. It's just very important to push that damage through, and also with the proliferate mechanic. Also, she's good at targeted removal. Between the Voracious Hydra and her, they are your 2 primary methods of targeting down any certain opponent's creature or planeswalker with Vivian, and it just applies the damage so they don't even fight, so you won't lose a creature in doing this. 2 of Nissa, who shakes the world. So the proliferate mechanic works well with the lands that she +1s. Quickly those lands can become 4/4, 5/5, 6/6, and then you end up getting it trample somehow too, and every turn you're getting a trampled land out. It's insane. Plus with all the land that you end up getting, you can chain out your Growth Chamber Guardians, you can get a massive Voracious Hydra, you can chain cards indefinitely with our artifact, the Great Henge. So with our creatures proliferating to high power values pretty rapidly, we're able to relatively easily get out a Great Henge for somewhat cheap. This helps you get some life gain, but mostly it's just in this creature heavy deck, you just chain out cards and they automatically come with a +1/+1 counter, so the proliferate mechanic is already active on everyone no matter what. The best example of this, you put the Great Henge down, you play a Growth Chamber Guardian. So for 2 CMC, you're getting a 3/3 body on the board that draws another Growth Chamber Guardian. You don't have to pay that additional activation because it's getting that +1/+1 counter already for free. For lands, we have 24. We have 2 Castle Garenbrig, and it's important to remember when that can come into effect, because this is kind of a greedy mana base, and sometimes you'll have the 5 mana total and you'll forget that you have the reach to get to 6 green with the Castle Garenbrig. 2 of Temple of Mystery just for a little bit of scry, and also to make sure that we hit that blue mana that we may need for our Zagana or for one of our sideboard members. And our sideboard is actually kind of smattering of a bunch of various things. I'll just post up the list here so we can quickly go through it. So we have an extra Voracious Hydra in those certain matches that you need to trample or to target at removal a certain creature. You have your Enrace Forerunners. These are super awesome just to get that trample damage through, haste damage through. He's a costly creature at 8 CMC, but he's very worth it if you can pull him off. Thorn Mammoth, really good just to chain fight off multiple creatures your opponent may have, so against maybe a creature heavy deck. You got your God Eternal Ronus. This guy has Death Touch, he has Recursion, he'll go to the 3rd card from the top in your library, and also he doubles the power of all your creatures till your end of turn, and they also get Vigilance. You have 1 of Cavalier of Thorns, he's a good body, 5 CMC for a 5/6. Helps you get a land and helps you bring back something from the graveyard on top. Biogenic use. I tried putting him in a couple of matches to live the dream because I wanted to see him go extra wide. I didn't get to pull it off, but it would be really fun if you got to do that. Thrashing Brawn at Dawn. You know, there's something to be said about putting multiple of this guy in instead of just the one, but there's usually an enchantment or artifact in almost any given deck you go against that he's worth sacrificing for. The Loaming Shaman, he's pretty cool. You can shuffle any number of target cards from the graveyard into your library. If the game goes late and you draw him, then you can just fill your library back up with all creatures, and by that point you'll be low on lands to draw. So you're just basically guaranteeing that you're going to have a pretty high drawing consistency of creatures should the game go really late. So one of Agent of Treachery, this is pretty cool in your Proliferate deck. You've got some blue mana, of course, and you typically get up to the point where you have quite a bit of mana, so you can usually pull this off if they have some sort of key card that you want to steal. Say, for example, like a Wilderness Reclamation, or that's the key combo for their whole deck. Brazen Borrower, another good blue card to one of. It's got bounce, it's flash, flyer, so we don't have many of those in this deck, and can just go over your opponents. Questing Beast, really good. The Vigilance, the Death Touch, the Haste, it's got it all. 4/4 body. Plus he can not be chump blocked by Cauldron Familiars, etc. And combat damage that would be dealt by creatures you control can't be prevented if you happen to go up, say, for example, a Temur Reclamation with Root Snare. One of Shifting Ceratops. Once again, this is a card you can consider to put in more than just one of in your sideboard anytime you go against blue. They're super good. Plus a 5/4 body with haste, trample, reach. Just so versatile. One of Hydroid Krasis. This is another flyer option that we have. Trample option. If the game goes late, draw you a bunch of cards. Just a really good card. Rolesque Apex Hybrid. So for 5 CMC, a 4/5 flyer with trample isn't too bad in and of itself. Plus, if you have another creature on the board, he gives +1/+1. So it's kind of like he's a 5 CMC for 6/7 flying trample. Not too bad. And then when he dies, he proliferates twice, which is crazy. And one of Frilled Mystic. Once again, you might consider putting more than one of in your sideboard. For 4 CMC to counter any spell and put a body on the board, that's just such a huge tempo swing that might be the game-winning moment in any given match. So all in all, Simic Proliferate did much better than I thought. I ended up playing 6 matches and I think I won 4 of them, and I never really played the deck before, so I think it definitely stands a chance in the meta now. And I feel like if you were to tune the deck a little bit more, and once you get more accustomed to how extended do you want to be out with your creatures versus reserved in case of a board wipe, or the exact combination that you play your creatures such that you get the proliferates to their maximum value. It's got a little bit of a learning curve to it, but it's really fun, and I thank you for the deck suggestion. And if you like to see a random daily deck tech, consider subscribing or liking this video. I make a video every day. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Alright, so Simic Proliferate. This is a terrible opening hand. This is much better. Let's get rid of Nissa. Nice little curve going on here. Apparently when you're in gold 2, you're going against platinums now. So did he mulligan? Yeah, I did. Twice? 3? 2 or 3? Maybe some sort. Oh gosh. Well, if we lose to this, you know, but he is platinum, he could be really good. Probably some form of very, very hard aggro. Like a Mountain Shock? What are you doing? I have zero clue what he's playing. I see blue though, so I'm thinking Simic already, and boy, this sounds fun. Alright, let's buff up our dude. And then Yorvo next turn. All sorts of buffs. Opt though, is this Temur? Azorius Control. Ooh. Evolution Sage. Counter. Okay. Actually, Azorius Control usually doesn't have low counters like that. It's all about absorb. And so that was the better play. Bounce, you ready? He's ready. Bye-bye. Here we go. 3 to the face. Okay, so here's the absorb turn. You ready? White, blue, blue. Never mind. He's just going to try and gain tempo by bouncing me back. Whatever. So I think he is still just dead at this point. I do think he is. Can't let that survive. So he's trying to get to turn 5 time wipe. That's what it is. I hope I draw a land this turn. I need a land. That's not a land. 3/6. Oh boy. The problem is if he has a time wipe. That is a big problem. Still, he's on a turn 2 lethal. If I attack with this twice in a row. This guy is relentless. I really don't think he has a time wipe. I think he kind of just messed up right there by showing that. I could eat my words. I could eat him. But I'm not gonna. Okay, you ready? Oh boy. Counter. Okay. Is he really gonna bounce again? Wow. So 1, 2, 3, 4 bounces. Yikes. Yeah, sometimes you just are good at the game, right? And other times you, top deck, a land, and a time. Alright, good job. So, Azorius Control, we have to get out underneath him. Questing Beast, where's my boy? Shifting Ceratops, Frilled Mystic. He's got the Gadwick Man. That is a spooky man. That is a spooky dude. Voracious Hydra, I already have 3 of. That seems good enough to keep. I need to get rid of 3 though. Bark High Troll seem good. Especially if they get some counters on him. Growth Chamber's good to get a card advantage. Evolution Sage just pumps us up so ridiculously. I can't get rid of any of her. Vivian seems a little too slow. Get rid of 2 of her. And 1 of the Great Henge. Because it's just so late game. Okay, Cold Flow. You are on the play now and I am on the draw. I like this Growth Chamber Guardian though with 3 mana. Hopefully I don't get quenched out though. Pelt Collector's a good early one. Can start ramping up. Please don't quench me. Please. Only one way to find out though. Ooh. So instead I'll just get bounced around like a burrito, huh? You ready for a bounce?
I know my responsibility. Here we go.
Right, so we really are not surprised whatsoever about that. Two bodies on the board. So, this will go through. The fairy is a dead man. He sure is.
I got this.
I think I want to play Zagana here. I mean, it's going to get countered. But I want to. Technically, I could Growth Chamber Guardian. Yeah, we'll see. Let me go ahead and get my 4th mana down. Okay. So let's go ahead and attack. Where's all the bounces? What are you doing? So this time I'm a little more scared of a time wipe, that he's being reserved. So this is going to get countered. We have to get rid of some of his cards. This will get rid of a counter. Next turn, probably get rid of a time wipe. You know, something could be said for me to hold on to spend the mana for a Growth Chamber Guardian, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe that was a misplay. Alright, it's not a time wipe. Let me swing in. If I spend the mana, he's going to bounce me. That's what's going to happen. Yep. So, 3, 4. Counter, you ready? Woo! Yeah! Absorb. If he doesn't counter it, then I'm thinking he actually does have a time wipe. He's just being reserved about it because he's still at a high life total. There we go. Alright. So, good job, good job, good job, good job. I really don't want to blow 3 mana just to get bounced back, though. That seems harsh. I mean, I'm starting to get up to a decent amount of mana, though, so what's the play here? I think I do that for card advantage. I'll swing in. Yep. So he's going to get bounced most likely here, but I do get to draw still, I believe, right? No, I mean if he bounces me first, I don't get the trigger, right? So he's going on top. Yep, I don't even get to draw. That's really cool. So we're burning through his cards, taking a little bit of damage. Yorvo, ready for a counter or a bounce. Right. So the Growth Chamber is going to cause him problems. He's going for time wipe. And, I mean, he shows that he's going all in if he does that. 3 for 5. He could Gadwick, and that would be a bit scurry. Ooh, great henge. Let's go. Ready for a bounce. And then a counter. Yep, here we go. Azorius Control. Alright. Probably bounce 1. Just Yorvo. He still's got enough for an absorb. Oh my. That's really good for us. You ready? Watch. That's really good for us. Yeah, it is. Wow. Now he's time wipe. I'm wipe. That leaves him with 2 mana. Nope, he wants to counter that, doesn't he? He sure does. That comes in tapped. These guys are pretty giant, aren't they? Let's go. It didn't let me, oh, because he already has some on. So this is where the counter comes in, right? Yep. So, yeah, it's gonna get countered. I mean, not the Pelt Collector. He's waiting for the Great Henge. Yeah. Oops, nope, not him. So just 1. 2. 3 for 5. 1, 2, 3 for 5. Okay. This gets countered or bounced. He's waiting for a time wipe. He has to get that. I mean, technically Gadwick, I guess, could start doing... Yeah, Gadwick might stall enough. Okay. I'm going wide. Counter, bounce, whatever. Absorb, gets him up to 12. Okay. So we know he has 1 card. Now 2. What do you have? What are your powerful cards? Hydra could easily get rid of a Gadwick. Henge is a great value engine, but he's down to the 2 cards. So what's he's got? Oof, down to 1 card. You don't show that when you're that low as blue. You just don't. So he's got 1 card plus he has a tap. This gets countered immediately, right? It's just Hydra. For 2. Counter, bounce, whatever. Alright, so he doesn't have a counter. He does not have a counter. Okay, good. Very good. Very good. So even if there's a time wipe, we are not totally out, just mostly out. He can scry here. He will. Let's see what he says. He's got 1 card, gonna draw a second one. Anything on top? You know he's digging deep. Oh, woohoo! Where's your time wipe? Where is it? Scry again, but he only has 4 mana left. That's not a time wipe. Is it scry plus opt? Trying for 3, but what can you do for 3? Opt? Is that his last card? Wait, oh, he scryed at his upkeep. Looking for land plus time wipe. Okay. Alright, Simic Proliferate. This actually looks like a pretty decent starting hand. I can search up for a island here if I want to for the Zagana, but let's see how it plays out. Turn 2 Barkhide looks good. It bumps up our Pelt Collector. We're going up against some Simic as well. Alright, let's get in some damage. You gotta have 1 mana to give him Hexproof. This looks good. Yep. So now he can't trade. And we'll go for an island here just to have that guarantee. Hopefully we draw the 4th land though. If we draw the 4th land next turn, that's gonna be insane. There's our 1 island. Hey, Simic. No! Alright, but either way, I guess we're gonna save our mana for the Hexproof. Temur, huh? Temur, eh? Bounce? Bounce? The Brazen? Who runs that? Who runs that? Seriously? So he's afraid. You know what? Damage. Obviously he's afraid of it with the Root Snare. So, I don't know. This is weird. Temur with Root Snare. You see all sorts of weird stuff in Gold these days. I like, you know, the variety for sure, but this is just awkward. 4th land! Come on! Okay, he's gonna have to chump block here, right? He can't Root Snare. Well, actually he could. He could green with the Paradise Druid. Don't you dare, though. Don't you have 2 Root Snares in your opening hand. Is he gonna try a 2 for 1? Oh. Yeah. Still looking like lethal. Oh? I think he's scared. So I'm doubling down on the scare factor. With my 2/3 Hydra. Come on, 4th land. Woo! Whatever that was. Temur, red, blue, green. I think shifting seems good. We got such a weird smattering here. Sideboard options. I see Temur. I think Reclamation. So Thrashing. Also, I feel like I could potentially go all in and get board wipes, so Hydroid Crisis. One less Great Henge. I think we're going 2 less Vivian Arcbow Ranger. 1 less Vivian, 1 less Sagana. Okay. Actually looks like a pretty decent opening hand. Again, we got lucky. He kept all 7 also though. Let's go with the slow tap. Yeah, why not? Turn 2 is going to be Growth Chamber. If I can pop him off, that might be GG in and of itself. I feel like he's going to have a red mana, and then he's going to kill it. Never you mind. Alright, Thrashing Bronodon, save me right now, fam. I think we have to double down on any sort of advantage we can get here. So now he has the +1 counters. Until I see red, I'm not super scared. Paradise Druid is technically red, so... This is gonna get crazy fast, so... Yeah, it is. It's gonna get super crazy, super fast. Evolution Sage. And then, I guess I go ahead and try and get Pelty out. This will draw me a Growth Chamber. It's good. Pelt. Got lethal. I still don't see a red, but Paradise can be red. That can be red. Oh boy. So this is the turn where we get punished. We still have a lot sitting in our hand though, so worst comes to worst, right? Did he just sacrifice Chandra? If he -3s, then at this end step he gets it back. He can then kill the Growth Chamber probably too, right?
More room to fight.
End step. He didn't. Oh my gosh. What? So even if I Nissa, that is 1 less from lethal, right? But I think I have to. I have to Nissa. I think this is about to get countered. Or bounced. Or both. I don't think he can handle both though, right? I have to attack with both. I cannot let Chandra live. That's another -3 to all. Bounce. Zap. Oh my. So Chandra's dead. And having this on the board makes me feel all warm and fuzzy because that's 3 damage. So he has to basically board wipe again. He drew a ton of cards. If he has another Reclamation, it's just gonna be... Woo! Woo. It'll be Card Draw City leading into Expansion Explosion City? I don't know. Yeah, he definitely could do that. Okay, so he's down to six mana to save him. 6 mana. The Flame Sweep could get rid of the Growth Chamber, where that's a 2/2. But I don't think with 6 mana he's going to be able to deal with all this with another Nissa, you know. No. I think we won. Because we're going to put another forest up, and we're also going to Growth Chamber adapt. So that's so much damage coming in. His best chance is right now, before the turn's over. What's he doing? I mean, this is game, right? See what he's got. Root Snare. Oh no! Gosh, I forgot about that crap. Alright, whatever. So, I don't know why I forgot about I blanked on that. So we want to do all we can to get as many cards as possible going here. Just increase our chance as much as possible. I have one more Growth Chamber Guardian I can get. This will automatically trigger. So, okay. I don't really want to shock, but... Oh yeah, duh. I knew that. Draw a card. Draw 2 cards, right? Because Great Henge. Oh my. This feels like old Nexus Reclamation. Old Nexus. Wilderness Reclamation. Does he play another one? He shocked himself down. Oh boy. That's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. I think even with Expansion Explosion, right? So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. So he could deal 4, deal 4. So he could deal 8 damage. That's not enough. I am way too wide to wait, how did he cast that for? Oh, okay, that's only 2. Yeah, he's trying. I mean, if he has a handful of those scorching whatevers, maybe. But I don't think so. No. This is too much. Shifting Ceratops, you know, protection from blue, that in and of itself seems pretty busted. Yeah. I'm gonna Fabled Passage even. Just stand through my deck in case some crazy shenanigans happen, but they won't. Wait, he could Root Snare again, couldn't he? So I guess I leave him up for reach, don't I? Yep. Leave him up for reach. Yep. Oh, thrashing. That actually... Let's just attack. He's got to have a Root Snare, right? Or none of this matters. Root Snare, ready? Where is your Root Snare? He doesn't know about the thrashing Pronoton. Ooh. He's trying hard. I'll give him that. The Miz is strong. So. Right, we're going to attack phase. So, Root Snare, right? 5, 5, 3. Hold back the dude. Yep. So this is more than enough to deal lethal. Alright. So no combat damage. That's a big old bummer, isn't it? Isn't it? But what he's not counting on is that he's all tapped out. And I'm going to kill his Wilderness Reclamation right here. GG, you ready? Here we go. Woo! Bing. Right. Sucks I don't have one more mana, because then I could reach against the Nim Mizzet. Because if he deals 5... No. He would still have to Reclamate. He doesn't have enough to kill me. How many root snares was that now? How many root snares? This thing is silly. 1, 2, 2, right? Just 2? Alright, so technically he could have, you know, super good luck. But look at this. Why is this untapped.gg thing I just am trying here now? Why is it not showing the root snares that he played? I don't get it. So he's trying to go all in for the root snare. It's do or die. Draw it or no. Let's see what he scries. If there's any on top, that means root snare. Root snare. Alright. So I am going to hold back for reach on him. And he's just going to try and ping me to death within the next turn. Yep. More blockers, maybe another land. So we're at the point now we've reached critical mass, which is unfortunate. Because he could definitely have a Wilderness Reclamation, an Expansion Explosion, and a Root Snare. I mean, it's basically a guarantee that he has Root Snare at this point. That's number 3, though. Woo! There we go. All right. Wait a minute, am I forgetting something? I'm forgetting something, aren't I? Are you thinking what I'm thinking? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ready, boys? And I heal with a great henge. Ooh! I forgot about that. Not no more though. Still, if he has Reclamation, if he has Expansion Explosion, are we dead? I think the answer is yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no. I should have realized that about the Voracious Hydra earlier. I'm a goober. I'm a goober. And I also should have realized he was going to get lucky in the top, 30 of his. So if he has expansion, we lose. Yep. And he's got it. Look, you can already see him. He's getting ready to tap those lands. Here we go. Ready? Come on, skip turn. Let's go. So we'll have to have 17 mana, which he will, right? Won't he? 17, right? Nope. So he has enough to deal almost enough damage. And he has the last root snare too, of course. Or he doesn't, and he's doing this damage hoping to draw that last root snare, right? Last root snare, you ready? He's drawing it all because he knows he has to have it. If he concedes, he didn't draw it. If he doesn't concede, he drew it. And then I still lose because he's guaranteed to have some sort of 3 damage from hand. But man, to get that lucky and draw all 4, like, you know, good game, right? Good game. He's down to just 16 cards. There's a fair chance he got it. He didn't concede, so it's looking like we lost. Yeah, that's how you lose. When you can't apply any damage every turn that you attack, that when you're a creature-based deck, that's how you lose. A good game on him, you know, drawing what he needed every turn that he needed it. I mean, it's got to be guaranteed that he has expansion explosion, right? Even like a Niv Mizzet would be more than enough. Doing all this drawing. Maybe he didn't draw it yet, but with the other Chemister's Insight and everything, he's got to have it, right? Here we go. You ready? I forgot. This is only game 2. He's going to have to get insanely lucky game 3 to pull this off again. Drawing all 4 root snares. We're going to play Frilled Mystic for sure. Alright, so... Frilled Mystic, right? So for that clutch turn, eh? Because he's just degenerate like that. Frilled Mystic it is. Do I have anything to deal damage? Wait a minute. Resting Beast? Oh yeah, oh yeah. Agent of Treachery? Oh yeah, oh yeah. Okay. So, 3 really good cards to sideboard in against that degenerate stuff that he's doing to us. What do I want to take out though, right? Vivian, not good enough. I just need bodies on the board to threaten every turn. Evolution Sage, this is good. But I need to threaten a little bit harder. One less of Yorbo. Alright, let's give this a try. Man, I'm a bit salty. I won't lie. Like, whoever draws 4 of the card that they need in a given match, that doesn't happen. Don't really have a turn 2 here. He mulled down to 6. I definitely have ways to interact with his root snare this time, so I am a happy man. Alright, 6. Good job. This is gonna get awkward if I don't draw a land here. Next turn or 2. Really awkward. And he's ramping out already. Oh boy. Cool. Yeah, Arboreal into Growth Spiral. Yeah, it's good stuff, man. So we're already looking at a Wilderness Reclamation. Yes, we are. Okay, so he's making my mana base look like utter crap. So he's got ramp for days, but what's he gonna do with all that? Reclamation. Oh, you know, draw 3 cards with Scry. What a top deck, dude. That is insane. That is absolutely nuts. I think that card probably just won him the match, honestly. I really do. Because now he's all full up. You know, he ramps super hard. And then, you know, normally you would pay for ramping that hard, but then he just filled up his hand, so. Oh boy, so no root snare, or is he just holding back for lethal? I'm glad I have a thrashing just chilling. I'm gonna keep him in hand. What's he want to kill? Something. Ooh, alright. Not good enough though, eh?
And no one is telling me what to do.
So that Chandra is 100% dead. Okay.
Exploded.
Donate. Man, I almost have lethal here. I almost have lethal. I could kill the Grazer and Could I have Castle Garenbrig to win right there? Actually that might have been it. That might have been it actually. Castle Garenbrig might have been able to win me right there for the Voracious Hydra. Man, I don't know. That could have been it. Because I could have reached one more higher to be a 4, and then the Pelt Collector would have went up. Yorva would have went up. All right. If he individually kills things, he doesn't have a Root Snare. I think he's putting up blockers. That or he doesn't have enough cards here to cast all this mana. This is lethal if he doesn't do anything different here by itself on the board. What's he gonna do? He doesn't realize I have the Voracious Hydra to tackle or Thrashing to kill Wilderness. That can't block, so is it Root Snare? What's going on here? Is it counter? What? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5er. Okay. Let me put this down. Might be a weird counter. I don't know. We'll see. I absolutely can't let that Reclamation live. Alright. I don't think there's any point playing him yet. So we haven't seen any of his Root Snares yet, which leads me to believe he probably got one after that other draw 3. So he's drawn 6 off of 2 cards. I have quite a bit of damage. He has to Root Snare, right? I wish I had my Questing Beast. Wish I had my Frilled Mystic. Because he's drawing this Reclamation out the butt. What's his last card he's got chilling, huh? It's got to be something really good. Or GG. Alright, so it's really good. What is it? Is it a Chemister's Insight? Is it an Expansion Explosion? Chemister's Insight. So he's reaching quite deep here. He'll be able to draw another 2 cards if he wants. Yep, he's reaching for the Root Snare. This is it. Root Snare. Are you super lucky this match too, bro? Well, he hasn't conceded yet, so... we know what that means, right? We know what that means.
Strange and magnificent world. Harness the elements.
Root Snare, or a second Reclamation with Expansion Explosion. Niv Mizzet with Expansion Explosion. Is that lethal? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 7, 14. Not quite. That's not lethal with Expansion Explosion. So what's his very last card here? What's his very last card? Growth Spiral. So he doesn't have lethal for sure. It's just, does he have the ability to chain draw into a root snare? Did he? This dude's killing me. Like, what do you got? You have one card. Come on. So he's all in, looking for that root snare. Concede if he doesn't draw it here. Concede if he doesn't draw it. He's taking 10 more minutes than me. If he doesn't concede, we know what that means. And I'm on top deck mode to either get a questing beast or a frilled mystic. Good. He didn't deserve that win.